Soccer fans, AFC Ann Arbor is live and on the air. Welcome to Pioneer High School's Hollway Field for the final match of the USL2 season for your Mighty Oak as they take on Lansing City football in a USL2 matchup. Tonight's matchup is presented by Bank of Ann Arbor. Bank of Ann Arbor has been the title sponsor of the club since the first season. It was Bank of Ann Arbor's increased investment that allowed the club to expand with the addition of the women's team in 2019. Thanks to their continued support, both our women's and men's teams receive equitable support across all facets of the organization. Thank you to Bank of Ann Arbor for all you do for our club and all of Washtenaw County. As the founding club of the Anti-Racist Soccer Club Coalition, AFC Ann Arbor is leading the efforts to combat racism in our sport and community. Visit antiracistsoccerclub.com to read the club's entire 10-point plan and learn more about the coalition, which includes members such as Oakland Roots, Vermont Green FC, and Lansing Commons FC. With initiatives like the CLR Academy, a free youth sports sampling program promoting holistic, healthy living run by AFC Ann Arbor players, along with athletes from the University of Michigan and Eastern Michigan University. CLR Academy was created in partnership with Washtenaws My Brother's Keeper to better serve the young black and brown children across Washtenaw County. Is 7 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws for AFC Ann Arbor. Lansing City has 3 wins, 6 losses, 4 draws as we're taking a look at this matchup. Let's take a look at the current standings out there. Obviously, we don't have a next game until next summer as Flint City and Midwest United have made the playoffs. They're the only 2 teams from the Great Lakes Division that made the playoffs. Flint City standing up at top playing. They've played 13 matches, 1 more to go. They've won 9. They finally lost 1, and they've tied 3, 30 points and 2.3 points per match. Midwest United right behind them. They've played all 14 games. They've won 10, lost 3, drew 1, 31 points and a 2.2 points per match average. Kalamazoo FC has played 13 games, 7 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws, 24 points and 1.8 points per match. AFC Ann Arbor sitting in the number 4 spot, 13 games played, 7 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws. That is going to be 23 points, not 28. Little typo there. And 1.7 points per match. Oakland County sitting in the number 5 spot. They have only 1 game left. They played 13, 4 losses, or 4 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw for 13 points and 1 point per match. Lansing City sitting right at the number 6 spot, just a hundredth or a tenth of a percentage behind Oakland County. They have won 3, lost 6, drawn 4. They have 13 points and they have a 1.0. I believe it's like a 1.03 versus a 1.07 that puts them in 6th. Union FC Macomb has played 13 games, 4 wins, 9 losses, no draws, 12 points, .92 per match. And Michiana has played 13 matches. They have 1 more to go. No wins, 11 losses, 2 draws. So they have 2 points, 1.5 points per match. So no games. This is the final game of this season. So no upcoming games. But we appreciate you watching and cheering on for these teams all season long. We are very, very grateful for all the wonderful, amazing fans of the Mighty Oak and the opposing teams watching as well. Taking a look at your top goal scorers for Ann Arbor as Direction has 8 goals. Then with 5 is Lima, 3 for Paris, 3 for Asamoah, 2 for Mujica Garcia, and 2 for Martinez, 1 for Da Silva Santos, 1 for Wilinski, 1 for Soga, 1 for Cato, 1 for Valencia. Now, as far as our starting lineup, we'll talk about that. A lot of the players have gone back home or back to their college teams, so we don't have Direction or Lima, the 2 top scorers, although Asamoah, who has 3 goals, is playing. Over on the other side, with 10 goals, is Dolo Baipu. So Dolo Baipu wearing jersey number 14 is someone that AFC Ann Arbor is going to have to pay attention to. And then, really, honestly, 3 goals for Mahagalas, who is not playing today. Then everyone else has a single goal for the team. Trigo, Stravato has a goal. Yesin has a goal. Carroll has a goal. And Di Cosimo has a goal. So that's the goal scores. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams and where they're at on the season. So again, looking back at AFC Ann Arbor and quickly running through the schedule, AFC Ann Arbor started off with a 4-1 win over Union FC. They fell at Midwest United back on the 18th, 3-0. It was a 2-2 draw versus Kalamazoo FC, that on the 22nd of May. They had a 1-0 win here at Hollway Field on the 25th of May over Oakland County. They had a 0-0 draw with Michiana that here at Hollway Field, that on the 1st of June. 3-1 win by Flint City over AFC Ann Arbor on the 5th of June. They beat Oakland County at Oakland County 1-0 on the 9th of June. They beat Midwest United 3-0 here on the 15th at Hollway Field. They then beat Union FC Macomb 3-2 over at Macomb, that on the 18th. Kalamazoo United beat them at home on the 23rd of June 2-1. It was a 5-3 win at Lansing City. That just not that long ago, back on the 29th of June, these two teams last matched up. Then Ann Arbor hosted Flint City. Flint City with the 2-1 win. That was the last home game back on the 3rd. They did have a 6-0 win over at Michiana. That was back on the 7th. And taking a look at that game, if we take a look at the match details, and let us see if I can pull up the action history here. Let's get up to the top and take a look at Ann Arbor. So Asamoah scored at the 2-minute mark. Martinez scored at the 20-minute mark. Soga put one in at the 42nd minute mark, or the 44th minute mark, excuse me. Cato scored in the 61st minute. Walensky scored. Former Pioneer player scored in the 71st minute, and then Asamoah got his second goal in the 89th minute. So a third of the goals scored by Asamoah in that game. No goals by Michiana. Taking a look over at Lansing City. Lansing City started off with a draw versus Midwest United, a 0-0 scoreless draw back on May 11th. The second game, they lost 1-0 to Kalamazoo United at Kalamazoo. They then had a scoreless draw, 0-0 scoreless draw on the 25th of May at Flint City. So their first 3 games, they did not score a goal. They then scored 3 goals, beating Union FC Macomb on the 28th of May back at their own place. Then they went on the road to Oakland County, and Oakland County beat them 2-0 back on the 1st of June. They had a 2-2 draw at Michiana back on the 8th of June. They were shut out 3-0 by Flint City in Lansing, that on the 15th of June. They really put it on Michiana with a 7-0 win back on the 18th of June. That at Lansing, they had a 1-1 draw with Kalamazoo at Lansing back on the 21st. Midwest United beat them 5-0 back on the 26th of June. We talked about that 5-3 win by AFC Ann Arbor. They did beat Oakland County 2-0 in the rubber match there. That was on the 3rd. Macomb Union FC Macomb got their first win, beating Lansing the last game 3-2. Union FC Macomb won that one. Taking a look at the scores for Lansing. Let's go up to the top and flip that over. So for Lansing, it was a goal by Stravato in the 50th minute. Yesin had a goal in the 42nd minute. Those are the 2 goals there. There was a yellow card. The yellow card to Kuna in the 19th minute, and Stravatos took a yellow card in the 29th minute. On the other side for Union FC Macomb, Sharp had a goal in the 10th minute. Hodgson had a goal in the 35th minute. Ludwig the 4th had a yellow card in the 40th minute. Klein had a yellow card in the 51st minute. Then Hodgson scored the go-ahead goal in the 77th minute and picked up a yellow card for himself in the 88th minute. So a little bit about these two teams. Really seems like that the top 4 in the Great Lakes Division really have winning records, and the bottom 4 not. So it's kind of a clear delineation this season over where everything is coming from. We'll talk about the schedule and go over the last couple days of games coming up at halftime. We do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Diaza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the new 2024 jerseys available at the merch booth in youth, men's, and women's sizes. Those are 25% off today. So if you're making your way out to the match, check that out. You can also order them to be delivered at afcannarbor.com. Wear the jerseys the team wears. 3-in-1 Fitness, the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out 3-in-1 Fitness on South Industrial next to Revel and Roll. Train where the team trains. Check them out at 3n1fit.com. Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor for their continued support. Bank of Ann Arbor is here to help. Wickfield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Wickfield Properties for 9 years of support housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for the Ann Arbor community. Units Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Call Units Moving and Storage for your storage pod and moving needs. Visit unitsstorage.com. Destination Ann Arbor and the Ann Arbor Sports Commission, the tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination of choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org. Soccer Shots, our youth training partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Visit the Kids Play Area, hosted by our friends from Soccer Shots. And Ann Arbor with Kids, your go-to source for Ann Arbor family fun. Find fun activities, events, deals, and more family fun at annarborwithkids.com. Want to get a update on the goals for trees. Let me try and pull up on let me pull up the Twitter account here for AFC Ann Arbor. Let me clear this out. And they have the total for the trees here in a nice post they put out. Let's take a look here. Here we go. So goals for trees. At this point, it'll be the conclusion. There are 49 goals so far throughout the season. 21 by the ladies, and then 28 now by the men. That is 294 trees. So 294 trees so far, and then every goal scored will get us 6 more trees. So hoping to at least hit that 300 trees mark and be able to get triple centuries worth of trees out there. That's very impressive, creating an entire forest out there for the Ann Arbor Parks here on the Ann Arbor Bicentennial year. We appreciate that. Talking about the starters here for both squads. For your AFC Ann Arbor, the Mighty Oak, the Mighty 11. Reese Moeller is going to start as the keeper. Luke Sowerby will be wearing number 2. Chris Niker wearing number 3 will be starting. Nino wearing number 4 will be starting. Bahaginia wearing number 9 will be starting. Soga wearing number 10 will be starting. Durand wearing number 12. Wilinski wearing number 14. Cato wearing number 18. Drew Pearson wearing number 20, and Asamoah wearing number 22. Your reserves. Rahil, now back. He's played the last couple seasons at AFC Ann Arbor. I believe he's been practicing with the team, so good to have him back on the roster there. He's wearing number 5. Nakansa Ando is wearing number 6. Elder is wearing number 7. Lacey's wearing number 15. Gomez Ruiz wearing number 16. And Martins, the final reserve, wearing number 17. Over for Lansing City, it is going to be Alameri starting between the woodwork there. Then Ahmad wearing number 2 will be starting. Foster wearing number 3. Messenger wearing number 4. Adam wearing number 6. Victoria wearing number 10. Sylvain wearing number 11. Wearing number 14, Dolo Baipu. Again, the leading scorer by far for this team. Someone that AFC Ann Arbor has to keep an eye on. Yesin wearing number 15. Palmer wearing number 20. And Kunha wearing number 28. The reserves for Lansing, it is Stravato wearing number 5. Kleppel wearing number 8. Perez Cernuda wearing number 13. And Storr wearing number 16. So we should have coming out shortly. The team's getting lined up by over on the left-hand side, getting ready for the walkout. So we will switch things over momentarily at the walkout, but until then, let's play just a little quick music. A good crowd coming in. By the way, again, if you are coming in, the close parking lot is closed off. I believe they're resurfacing it. If you park one lot over a little closer to the big house, that lot is open. So there is still lots and lots of parking. You just got to take a little bit of a walk through the lot. If you are coming up, check that out. And for you watching at home, hopefully it's a quick walk to your computer or TV. So hopefully you don't have too far to go. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you very, very much. It has been an honor and a privilege to bring you both the men's and women's squads games the last 3 years, something we are very proud of doing and hope to continue as long as they'll have us. So it has been a fantastic summer, fantastic season, and again, the team hoping to get that 8th win and and sweep Lansing for the season. Still waiting. Almost looks like everyone lined up over across the way. AFC Ann Arbor is in their home white kits with the Bank of Ann Arbor title sponsor on the front, the dark blue and light blue stripe down the middle, the light blue shorts and the light blue socks. And Lansing is in their black jerseys, black tops, black kits, black tops, black shorts, black socks. Looks like they have a sponsor on the front. I believe numbers on white on the back. So a couple really good-looking kits, especially that Diaza kit. Remember, if you want to, if you're coming on down, last chance to pick up those, the tree canopy jersey, the 200-year bicentennial, or go out to AFCAnnArbor.com and order one. I wanted to make sure I got a version, so I ordered one right before we came, and as I was walking down, I picked that up right at the merch booth. So we're just about ready. Here comes the walkout as all the players walking out towards the middle here. As we can see them coming across. Final match, final home match of the season. Appreciate everyone who has cheered on and rooted for either of these teams, any of these teams. Fantastic thing for the community to have these players come in and have more excellent soccer and have not only folks from different countries, from folks from the local community getting a chance to play with the team as well. As they're coming out towards the middle, then we will turn it over to our public address announcer. Our 3 officials in their green tops and black shorts there. And Arbor's keeper wearing the pink keeper jersey. That's going to be Reese Moeller. And wearing the orange keeper jersey for Lansing, that's going to be Alamary.
Today's starters for Lansing. Number 1, Ali Almari. Number 2, Ali Ahmad. Number 3, Miles Foster. Number 4, Aiden Messenger. Number 6, Josh Adams. Number 10, Jeffrey Victoria. Number 11, Gershon Sylvain. Number 14, Samuel Golabaipu. Number 15, Sahel Yessen. Number 20, Jeff Palmer. And number 28, Mateus Spuna. Their coaches for Lansing City are Marco Bernardini and Owen Shofsky. Now, let's meet the starters for your AFC Ann Arbor. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your Mighty 11. Number 2, Luke Sowerby. Number 3, Chris Nyker. Number 4, John Lino. Number 9, Thiago Barragina. Number 10, Shion Soga. Number 12, Vianney Duran. Number 14, Leo Wilensky. Number 18, Tyler Hato. 2, Aaron Asamoah. And in goal, number 1, Reese Muller. Assistant coaches for AFC Ann Arbor are Grant Kuchad, Jamie Jagoy, and Lucia Popesky. Your head coach for the Mighty Oak is Rob Aslani.
As both those squads out there, and now
one more time for the Michigan Tigers 09 boys.
it was the Michigan Tigers out there with the squads as Lansing give a little fist bumps to the officials. Now AFC Ann Arbor. AFC Ann Arbor will gather up for a picture of the starting 11 right after the captain talks with the official, which that is going to be Sowerby today, as he has a fantastic rainbow captain band on his left sleeve. Love that, absolutely love that. On the other side is Victoria. So they're talking to the officials there as the coin toss is done, and looks like Ann Arbor won it. So Sowerby talking. We'll see who starts off. Nice handshake for everyone around, and now Sowerby will join the rest of the Mighty Oak for a nice picture of the starting 11. Is Kathleen and Katie down there getting the picture? We appreciate all the wonderful, amazing people. It takes a lot of people to make these games happen. And we have an amazing crew up in the press box doing stats and obviously coming in and doing the public address announcements and everything. A great ground crew. So we really appreciate everyone. The co-owners always involved. Matt Altruda, making sure we have great tunes. So yeah, we really appreciate everyone out here. And it takes a lot of people to make these games happen. And we hope you enjoy them. We hope you appreciate them. And we are just honored to be a part of it. We're ready to get going. Ball comes out as the officials will get that ball set right in the middle of the center circle as Dolo Baipu. 10 goals, leading scorer on the pitch. 10 goals on the season right over there. Now it looks like they don't have numbers, I don't believe, on the shorts. So I'll do my best to get numbers out there. And former Pioneer player Walensky, who took the team, I believe it was 3 straight district title games that Pioneer played in during his tenure. Appreciate him. This is a very familiar pitch to him. Quadruple zeros up, and looks like our clock is set and ready to go. Good crowd in here. Lots of AFC Ann Arbor fans. Some folks came down from Lansing to cheer on the Lansing City Football Club. Just waiting for the whistle, and we'll be underway on the final match of the 2024 season for both the men's and women's squads. We're underway. That ball back now, moving it over is Kunin. Back over onto the near wing. That's sent over to Messenger. Messenger feeds it back. Now Adam calling out signals, flipping it over onto the far side. That fired all the way down the far wing. Tipped all the way back by Dola Baipu. Now coming ahead, that's going to be a whistle. That ball is going to come back. As that will be set, it will be a kick for Lansing. There's a drop ball there. Victoria moves it over onto the far touchline. Picked up there. Lansing controls, moves it right back. Picking it up there is Adam. Adam centered up in the middle third. Now flipped over to Messenger. Messenger trying to come up the near touchline. Messenger gets it right over midfield. Messenger and pull back away. Now Durant trying to pluck that away. Battle for it right on the near touchline. Asamoah trying to get it away from a pair of Lansing players. That ball goes out the near touchline. It's going to be a throw-in for Ann Arbor as Durant tosses that in. You can hear the Main Street hooligans letting themselves be heard as they are trying to get this whole crowd involved. That ball moved over. Picking it up is Durant. Durant trying to come up the near side of the pitch. Trying to battle against Sylvain. Goes all the way back into the 18. Moeller stops it there. Moeller sends it over on the far touchline. That is arced ahead. That was Sowerby trying to get it over to Walensky. And ball fed and picked up. Now grabbed by Lansing City right in the middle third. Bringing it ahead is Adam. Or excuse me, that was Messenger. Feeds it over onto the far side, blasted all the way down, and that is going to go out the far touchline. Trying to feed up Foster there, just a little out of his reach. That ball moved back over, picked up back over there by Barragina. Barragina moved over right into the middle third. Lansing tries to knock it down, but that plucked over is Cato. Trying to get it right towards the middle. Played down, and is trying to move it over Barragina. Now picked up, here comes Soga. Soga right through the middle third. Barragina moves it over to Sowerby. Sowerby up the far side of the pitch, puts it right on that far touchline. Niker moves it back over to Sowerby. Sowerby feeds it all the way back. That grab by Pearson. Pearson moves it over to Nino. Nino has it just in the middle third, gets it right back over to Pearson. Pearson feeding it ahead. Here comes Barragina. Barragina gets it over to Sowerby. Sowerby on that far touchline, trying to get himself around Victoria. That ball played back by Niker. Right back over to Pearson. Pearson trying to get it right over midfield. Barragina now rolls it over to Nino. Nino sends it over on that far wing. Sowerby over to Asamoah. Asamoah over to Barragina. Barragina coming up the middle of the pitch. That fired down onto the far corner. Niker trying to get to it using the body back there as Foster. That goes out, and that is going to be out the far touchline. That's going to be a throw-in over there by Palmer for Lansing. We are in the 4th minute here at Hollway Field. That popped over. Durant has it. Durant in the attacking third, coming over onto the near wing. Durant trying to get back behind the defense. Durant looking for a cross as that gets rocketed right off of Sylvain. And that will be a throw-in for Ann Arbor as they get it right over to Cato. Cato looking for a cross, goes down the pitch. Cato trying to get to it before it goes out, and right out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick as Alameri will have it in the 18, ready to set and move it away. We do want to thank Ann Arbor with Kids, your go-to source for Ann Arbor family fun. Find fun activities, events, deals, and more. Family fun at AnnArborWithKids.com. That ball back, pulling it up the far wing, trying to move it ahead is Adam. And sent back now, arced all the way into the middle third, headed up by Durant, right into midfield, trying to pull that over is Cato. Ball down on the near wing, now sent back, grabbing it is Messenger. Messenger down to the pitch, and it almost looks like he might have landed on that ball. That's, well, you do that and you get the breath knocked out of you, and that's an unpleasant feeling. All set is Kuna firing it all the way down. Grabbed by Sowerby down the far touchline. Sowerby over to Pearson. Pearson in the far corner of his defensive third. Over to Barragina. Barragina launches it all the way through the middle third, trying to get it to Soga. Soga coming down the far touchline. Soga into the attacking third. That goes out the far touchline, but that is going to be a throw-in for Lansing, as they'll have it on that far touchline here in the 6th minute. Scoreless so far in the final USL 2 matchup. Well, final AFC Ann Arbor game of the season. We've had great attendance, lots of people coming down. Your final opportunity to get the multi-oak from Washtenaw Dairy. Fantastic malted milk flavor of ice cream they have here today. All the way back, picking it up, now firing it over onto the near wing was Nino. Nino over to Duran. Duran trying to get past Sylvain. Down right onto the near touchline. That grab there by Cato. Cato feeds it right back over to Asamoah. Asamoah sends it towards the middle of the pitch. Barragina That's sent back by Soga over to Pearson. Pearson to Sowerby on the far wing. Sowerby over to Soga. Soga into the attacking third. Soga trying to feed it down to Niker. Niker has that knocked away. Here comes Lansing the other direction. Victoria fires it back into the middle third, trying to pull it in. Here comes Asamoah. Asamoah feeds it down. Cato trying to get to it, and oh, it just rolled past where he could get to it. Cato just not quite able to catch up to it, but a fine play. And it's going to be a goal kick as Alamiri feeds it over onto the far wing. Here in the 7th minute, scoreless so far from Hollway Field. Ball over on the far touchline now, rocketed back there by Kuna. All the way back, that's going to go out the far touchline, throwing by Ann Arbor, back in their own defensive third. Moeller moves it over to Nino. Nino in the 18, trying to avoid pressure by Ahmad. Fired all the way down on the far touchline, trying to race ahead with it. It's Niker. Goes out the far touchline. That will be a throw-in for Lansing. Lansing right in front of the Ann Arbor bench with the throw. Gets it deep into the attacking third. Pearson moves it over. Now grabbing it, Duran. Duran trying to cut up the pitch. Over and grabbed by Barhaginia, trying to feed it. Niker racing down the far wing. Niker trying to get to it, trying to race before Palmer can get to it. And that ball fired all the way out the far touchline. Almost to the light pole over there. Now Niker has it on the far touchline. Niker with a cross coming over. Oh, trying to get to that was Walensky. And moved right back over to Asamoah. Asamoah over to Duran. Duran on the near touchline. He gets across. That headed down and now popped back up to the edge of the 18. Good job. Good defensive play by Lansing. And now they're booted all the way back out by Sylvain back into the middle third. Pearson tracks it down on its own side of midfield. Over to Sowerby right at midfield on the far touchline. Sowerby back over to Pearson. Pearson launches it. And gets it over to Nino. Nino over onto the near touchline, over to Duran. Duran trying to avoid pressure by Sylvain. Duran fires it down the near touchline, over to Soga. Soga one touches it, and stolen away by Messenger. Now on the near touchline, Sylvain with it. Back over to Messenger. Messenger battling with Soga. They end up in a heap. Soga gives him a nice pat on the back. Love that sportsmanship. A nice pat on the back of another player over there, Palmer. Love good sportsmanship. You can hear again the Main Street hooligans trying to keep this crowd fired up as that's launched all the way down. Headed back over there. Excellent, fantastic work by, I believe that was Pearson. Coming ahead with it, Asamoah. Asamoah into the middle third. Asamoah fires it all the way over to Sowerby. Sowerby trying to move it ahead to Soga. Soga has it on the Lansing side of the middle third, trying to fire it ahead. That went off the back of Asamoah. All the way over to Cato. Cato launches it into the attacking third. Battle for it. That's knocked away by Ahmad. Ahmad trying to fire it, and that knocked right back into the middle third. Headed back by Pearson, now volleyed over onto the far wing. Here comes Lansing racing ahead with it as that's set. Tipped over by Cato. Battle for it. Sowerby has it. Sowerby sends it all the way back over to Moeller in the 18. Pressure coming up as Durant has it on the near touchline. Still battling with Sylvain. Back over by Higuina trying to get to it. Now Cato gets it over. As Cato trying to flip it back. It's Nino trying to race back as that went out. It's going to be a goal kick for Ann Arbor here in the 10th minute. At Hollway Field, still scoreless. We want to thank Soccer Shots, the youth training partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Whenever you come to a game, visit the kids' play area hosted by our friends from Soccer Shots. Back over to Nino. Nino has it on the edge of the 18. Over to Barhaginia. Barhaginia into the middle third. Barhaginia trying to come on to the near wing. Feeds it over to Cato. Cato just over midfield. Now heads back onto his own side of midfield. All the way over to Sowerby. Sowerby calling out signal. Sowerby up the far side of the pitch. Over to Niker. Niker in the attacking third. Back over to Soga. Soga has it in the middle third. Soga arcs it into the attacking third. Racing over that. Headed up back there by Messenger. Down onto the near wing, moved over to Durant. Durant on the near side of the pitch. Over to Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha goes up the pitch. Barhiguinha on the edge of the 18. Gets it over to Cato. Cato trying to get across. Back over to Durant. Durant moves it into the middle third. That over to Nino. Nino all the way over to Pearson. Pearson trying to avoid heavy pressure. Asamoah with it. Asamoah trying to get away from Storr. That ball over to Sowerby. Now Niker has it on the far touchline. Over to Soga. Soga trying to get it into the attacking third. Soga trying to get himself around Kuna. All the way back into the middle third. Pearson with it there. Pearson tips it. Grab. Now trying to race ahead with it. Here comes Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha launches it. And a diving save by Alamari. Alamari going down near the far post, able to grab that. Here in the 12th minute, scoreless so far. Alamari gets it over onto the far wing. Sent over there by Adam on the far touchline. Now, Kuna down onto the near wing, fed ahead, chipped right back. Now launched all the way down, headed by Pearson, played down by Durant. Durant trying to get it away, battling there with Sylvain. It's been a big battle thus far this game. Now sent ahead, Cato has it, knocked away there by Messenger. Cato trying to pull away, get past two players. That's going to be a whistle. That's going to be a ball for Ann Arbor. It's Lansing City asking for an explanation. I believe they're trying to claim a handball there. As Kunha has his say. Now Asamoah back ready to kick this away about 5 yards on the Lansing City side of midfield here in the 13th minute. Scoreless so far in the final game of this season. Would love to go out on a win. Beat a nice Great Lakes division rival here in Lansing City. Go out with 8 wins on the season. Lansing trying to get to 4 wins. They're 3, 6, and 4 on the season. Pearson all the way over to Nino. Nino trying to avoid quick pressure back over there by Yessen. And move back into the 18. Grab Moeller. Moeller feeds it all the way over. Now Sowerby on the far touchline. Sowerby over to Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha back over to Sowerby on that far touchline. Sowerby all the way over to Asamoah just in the middle third. Asamoah coming up the middle of the pitch. Asamoah trying to get away from Yessen. Now that rocketed right back towards midfield by Lansing. Soga has it down onto the near side of the pitch. Soga comes towards the middle of the pitch. Soga over to Cato on the near wing. Cato over to Durant on the near touchline. Back to Cato. Cato looks ahead. Cato feeds it over to Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha all the way across over to Sowerby on the far side of the pitch. Sowerby trying to avoid pressure. Barhiguinha there. Ahmad trying to pull that away. Soga trying to get past. Back over there with Palmer. Now that ball launched as that's knocked down back over there by Messenger. Sent right back and grabbed and volleyed and fired by Alamari. That will go out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor deep in the middle third. Sowerby quickly over to Barhiguinha. Now that launched by, controlled by Lansing, moved over. Good job by Asamoah coming back to stop the rush. Put it into the near corner. Durant trying to get to it, and oh, he just couldn't. Durant putting on some speed, but that just rolls out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Lansing deep in the attacking third. Sylvain with it there here in the 15th minute. Sylvain gets it in, trying to race over. Yessen had it, now pulled away. Cato over to Soga. Soga launches it. Niker has it down on the far side of the pitch in the middle third. Niker moves it back over to Sowerby. Sowerby on the edge of the middle third. Sowerby racing towards midfield. Sowerby over to Asamoah. Asamoah right up the middle of the pitch. Asamoah gets it over. Barhiguinha. There, Barhiguinha trying to get over to Soga. Soga right into the edge of the middle third. Now heads back up the pitch. Soga launches it over. Trying to come over Sowerby, but that tipped right back into the middle third. Grabbing it back there is Yessen. Yessen trying to come down with it. Played down on the near side of the pitch, and good job by Nino, as that should have gone off of a Lansing player. That'll be a throw-in on the near touchline for Ann Arbor. Barhiguinha has it over midfield. Barhiguinha up the middle of the pitch, trying to avoid pressure by the captain, Victoria. for Lansing. Now Sowerby launches it, trying to come ahead. Cato, that headed back onto the near side of the pitch and out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor on the near touchline. That's going to be Durant. Over to Cato. Cato back to Durant on the near touchline. Durant sends it all the way back into the middle third. Over to Nino. Nino gets it to Pearson, just shy of midfield. Now over to Sowerby on the far side of the pitch. Sowerby trying to get it past. That's stolen away by Victoria. Victoria heading the other direction. And played down, trying to race ahead with it is Dolabaipu. Dolabaipu, 10 goals so far on the season. That knocked away by Barhaginia. Over to Sowerby. Sowerby trying to get out of his own defensive third. Over to Soga in the middle third. Soga trying to get away, then stolen away by Sylvain. Sylvain down onto the near wing. Over to Yesin. Yesin on the edge of the 18. Yesin trying to go deep. Fires it, and that good hand by Moeller and good defense back there. I believe that was Nino trying to stay in front. That will go out, and that will be a set piece here. It's good hard work by Lansing. Earns themselves a corner. That is going to be Cunha. Cunha will have it on the near corner for this set piece for Lansing here in the 17th minute. Right hand raised by Cunha. Arced ahead, popped down, headed up, and that went over the crossbar as Adam had it. Good head, but hard to keep those down, and it popped right over the crossbar. That'll be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. We want to thank Destination Ann Arbor and the Ann Arbor Sports Commission, the tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org. Ball up the far wing. Sowerby gets it over to Soga. Soga trying to send it back towards the middle of the pitch. Battle back over there with Cunha. All the way back as that will go out. The end line, trying to move it over to Moeller, but that's just out of his reach, and that's going to be a corner here. Another set piece by Lansing on an unforced error by Ann Arbor. We're in the 19th minute. So again, thanking the fans here over the public address announcement. We appreciate that. A good round of applause as the Main Street Hooligans giving a little cowbell for the fans. All the way down, knocked over towards the middle as that's played down. Still trying to get to it back over there is Victoria on the far touchline. Victoria with the nutmeg going over and grabbed by Moeller. Moeller plucking it out of midair by that far post. Moeller gets it set down. Moeller over to Pearson. Pearson coming up the far side of the pitch. Now moves it over to Nino. Nino arcing it into the middle third. Cato trying to head it over. Now back, trying to pull that back away is Walensky. Walensky that launched all the way towards the middle. Play down over on the far touchline. Control back there. Fired all the way back by Foster. Now right in the middle, here comes Soga. Soga steals it away over midfield. Soga races as firing it down. Walensky trying to come down that far wing. And just out of his reach, Adam trying to use the body to protect that. So that ball went right over to Alamari. Up on the far wing. Ball on the far touchline. Barhaginia trying to get to it. There's a battle there with Victoria on the far touchline. That will go out. That is going to be a throw-in on that far touchline by Lansing City. So it's going to be a whistle. They'll have them throw it in again. So we are in the 20th minute here. It's Palmer to throw it in on that far touchline. Palmer dribbling the ball. And there's going to be a yellow card on the Lansing bench. So yellow card on the Lansing bench is the bench was having their say, the coaching staff wanting to talk about something. There's a red card. So a second yellow card. A yellow card came out as a second yellow card. That's a red card on the Lansing City bench. So,
Red card on Lansing's bench.
so 2 yellow cards turning a red card, and well, their coaching staff will not be able to have anything more to do with the game. So whistle there, not sure what's going on. They have him throw it in again. Have him throw it in again. I don't know if there was more talk over there. That ball in over on the far wing. Sent all the way back to Alamari. Alamari just outside the 18 now, moving it over onto the far wing. Brought a head back over there. Racing back, trying to get to it is Kuna. Kuna. Up the middle of the pitch. That's sent back by Dolobaipu. Now up the far side of the pitch. And by Adam. Adam puts it on the far touchline. Sent right back over now. Moved. Grabbed it by Kuna. Kuna. Trying to get it all the way through the middle third. Played down back over there. Now sent over by Nino. Grabbed by Cato. Cato. Back over to Nino in the defensive third. Now over to Pearson for Ann Arbor on the far side of the pitch. Pearson gets it over to Sowerby. Sowerby on the far wing. Sowerby back to Pearson in his own defensive third. Pearson looking ahead. Gets it over to Asamoah, then back to Pearson. Here in the 23rd minute, trying to get it ahead to Sowerby. Sowerby trying to move it over to Soga. Soga trying to race down the far touchline. Soga trying to get it into the attacking third. Battling back there with Kuna. Launched is Niker with it. Niker trying to move it over. Sowerby has it on the far corner as there's a cross that nodded over and fired in. Oh, Niker just misses to the far side as Alamari punched it out, and it came right back. And a shot by a Niker, I believe that was, just went wide to the near post. Good opportunity for Ann Arbor. We do want to thank Units Moving and Storage, the storage partner of AFC and Arbor. Call Units Moving and Storage for your storage pod and moving needs. Visit unitstorage.com. Ball all the way back. Now pressure coming. Nino gets it back over to Moeller. Moeller just outside the 18. Moves it over to Pearson on the far wing. Pearson coming up the far side of the pitch. Pearson over to Asamoah. Asamoah into the middle third. Here comes Soga. Soga racing down the near side of the pitch. Soga launches it, trying to get it over to Duran. Duran then knocked away. Popped up high back over there by Sylvain. Played down and out the near touchline. Duran gets it over by Heginia in the attacking third. Over to Niker. Niker trying to tip it over to Sowerby. Sowerby coming down the far side of the pitch. Sowerby into the 18. Fires it, and that right to Alamari, who grabs it. Alamari out to the edge of the 18. Ann Arbor providing pressure, but good keeping and good defense there has kept it a 0-0 game here in the 25th minute. Ball back controlled over onto the near wing. Here comes Lansing up. So as that launched over, Sylvain gets it over to Yesin. Yesin trying to get into the 18. Yesin trying to come across. Now fires it back into the middle third over to Cunha. Cunha looking up the pitch. Cunha. That launched all the way right back to Messenger. Messenger moves it over on their own side of midfield. Now that grab by Adam. Adam over midfield. Adam puts it down on the far touchline. Fired ahead. Barhaginia has it. Now sends it into the 18. Moeller with it there. Moeller all the way over onto the near wing. Over to Nino. Nino racing ahead with it. Nino volleys it all the way through the middle third. Over to Soga. Soga down the near touchline. Soga keeps it in. Soga trying to tip it. Soga gets past the Messenger. Soga launches it all the way across, and that fired by Walensky. And Walensky trying to time it on the bounce, and it just goes a touch high. An opportunity and a beautiful pass, and that, oh, it just volleys over, and he tries to get it on the bounce, and I think it just sailed the touch on him. That's tough to try and time it up as it's bouncing over there on you. Good opportunity. We do want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for the Ann Arbor community. Thank you to the Ann Arbor District Library. Ball set down. Moved over. Was that offside? I think that might have eventually been offside. That moved ahead. Grabbed by Dolobaipu. Dolobaipu Trying to move it up the far side of the pitch. That goes out the far touchline. Sowerby with it there. Sowerby looking to his left. Now Sowerby trying to volley it down towards the attacking third. Walensky with it. Walensky gets it over to Soga. Now moved back over by Asamoah. Chipped ahead all the way down the near wing. Cato with it. Cato just outside the 18 on the near wing. Back over to Duran. Duran launches it into the 18 as that's headed back. Sowerby tracks it down over onto the far touchline. Sowerby launches it into the 18. That headed as knocked away by Palmer. Goes out the end line. That will be a corner kick here for Ann Arbor. So good pressure here by Ann Arbor. That earns them this big set piece here in the 27th minute. Soga over to take this corner. Soga gets set in the far corner. Shion Soga raises his left hand, puts his foot into it. That headed back, and that'll come out the 18. As grabbing at Sowerby. Sowerby feeds it all the way back over to Asamoah. Asamoah alone in the middle third. Asamoah launches it all the way down onto the far wing, headed up by Walensky. Here comes Niker. Niker launches, and that, well, if it was American football, that'd be 3 points, but just a little high by about 5 feet. That's going to be a goal kick. Association football, that doesn't count. Moved over. Now trying to bring it out there. Kuna with it. Kuna puts it over on the far touchline. Now Cato chips it right back into the 18 as Walensky trying to get to it. That goes out the end line. That's going to be a goal kick. As Alamari with it. Alamari just rolls it over onto the far wing. Controlled there by, I believe that's Adam. Sent back over onto the near touchline by Messenger. Messenger launches it into the middle third. That headed up back over there by Nino. Now headed right back by Kuna into the middle third. Racing, here comes Niker. Niker coming on the edge of the 18. Niker, and that punched away as a diving save by Alamari. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Niker. And Alamari diving to his right, able to punch that out. There's going to be an offside call as that's going to come back, and it's going to be kicked away by, so they'll move that right back. So Alamari gets it started, and now they'll whistle, and they'll have Alamari re-kick it as he moves it over to Adam. Back over to Alamari. Alamari trying to avoid pressure as Walensky providing heavy pressure back over there. Now Cato trying to crash the crease, played back over, controlled by Yessen. Yessen moves it over onto the far wing. Coming up the far touchline, here comes Lansing. Niker trying to battle back over there as that was brought ahead by Palmer. All the way down the far touchline, went out the far touchline. As water break here. We'll take a water break here in the 30th minute. We do want to thank Wickfield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Wickfield Properties for their 9 years of support, the housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor. Of course, Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor for their continued support. Bank of Ann Arbor is here to help. 3-in-1 Fitness, the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out 3-in-1 Fitness on South Industrial next to Revel and Roll. Train where the team trains. Check them out at 3n1fit.com. And of course, Diaza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the amazing, fantastic Diaza jerseys. They always do a great job. So if you're coming for the second half of this match, you can pick it up at the merch booth or go to afcannarbor.com to order and have it delivered. Again, everything is 25% off today, I believe, through today. So check that out. Save yourself 25%. Get an amazing jersey. Like I said, I picked up one of those treetop canopy jerseys with the really cool Bicentennial 200 for Ann Arbor on the back, and they are just wonderful looking jerseys. So we appreciate that from Diaza. Lansing coming out again. We want to thank all the wonderful goals scored and goals for trees for every goal scored by both the men's and the women's squad. There is 3 goals donated by the team, or 3 trees donated by the team to the Ann Arbor Parks, and DTE has matched 3 trees. So it's 6 trees per goal. They have 294 trees earned thus far. Trying to make it at least an even 300. Love to get at least a goal here. Also like to walk away with a win on the last game of the season. I'm sure the Lansing City Football Club feels the exact same. They would like to go out on a high note. So they lost that last match to is that Michiana? I believe it was. Ball in. Popped up down on that far wing, trying to fire it ahead back over there is Foster. Down on the far touchline now. Sowerby trying to get it out of there, but Victoria keeps it in. That fired all the way down the middle third. Racing into on the near touchline. That controlled by Sylvain. Sylvain coming up into his own defensive third now, trying to turn on a Messenger. Messenger back over to Sylvain. Sylvain gets over, and that is going to be Durand is going to pick up a yellow card as he was trying to come up behind Sylvain and kind of ended up running up the backside of Sylvain. Sylvain went down hard to the pitch as he gets helped up, and first yellow card of the game for AFC Ann Arbor. So Durand picks up the yellow. He'll go into the book.
Yellow card on AFC Ann Arbor's number 12, Yanni Durand.
Here in the 33rd minute, still scoreless. Kuna ready to send this ball as it's about 8 yards back into the middle third on the Ann Arbor side of the middle third. Soga right out in front. Kuna looking to his left, his right. Now he steps back and short kick. He'll send it back towards midfield over to Adam. Adam back. Adam gets it back on a give and go. Adam trying to get above over midfield over to Messenger. Messenger that out the near touchline. That will be a throw in by Lansing as Messenger throws it in, trying to make his way across is Yesin. Yesin back into the middle third. Yesin fires it all the way across the pitch. That over to Palmer. Palmer trying to send it down the far touchline. That out the far touchline. That will be a throw in back over there by Foster. Foster gets it back over. Controlled by Adam. Adam ahead. Now that fired all the way back over to Alamari. Alamari on the edge of his own defensive third. Alamari trying to fire it ahead. Here comes Lansing through the middle third. Over to Sylvain down the near touchline. Into the attacking third. Sylvain trying to get it across. That over to Dolobaipu as that chipped out. Good job by Sowerby. Over to Cato. Cato still in his own defensive third. Cato into the middle third. Cato trying to avoid pressure by Sylvain back behind him. Cato over to Pearson. Dolabayu by trying to get over to Pearson. That grabbed on the far touchline. Now fed ahead by Sowerby over to Niker. That tipped out the far touchline. Should be an Ann Arbor throw-in. And it will be. Niker moves it over to Sowerby. Here in the 35th minute. No scores so far. Game time temperature was 81 degrees. It's 80 degrees now, but there is a breeze making it feel a little bit cooler than the last game here where we're all kind of dripping a little bit. And it's launched all the way down into the attacking third. Trying to get to it is Niker. Niker trying to get away from 2 defenders. That pulled away. Good defense back there by Lansing. Moving it over to Kuna. Kuna back over onto that far touchline. Over to Victoria. Victoria trying to send it across. That popped up by Ahmad. Ahmad with it. Ahmad sends it back, and now that launched into the middle third. Picked up there, trying to come over as Yesin as that sent out the near touchline. That'll be a throw in here for Lansing. Over to Sylvain. Sylvain chips it towards the center of the pitch, controlled there by Victoria. Victoria stops now, gets it all the way over onto the far wing. That volleyed all the way ahead into the defensive third, played down back over here. Good job by Durand to try and stay in front of it, but out the near touchline, Lansing with the throw-in. Played down by over to Kuna. Kuna trying to feed it through, tipped by Yesin, out the near touchline. That should be an Ann Arbor throw-in as Durand has it on the near touchline. Durand launches it all the way down the middle third as that's controlled by Adam. Feeds it right back into the 18 to by Alamari. Alamari gets it over now. Kuna into the middle third over to Victoria. Back to Kuna. Kuna comes over to the far wing, launches it all the way down, trying to get it to Foster. Foster coming down the far touchline, but a whistle. I believe that was offside. That's going to come back just on the edge of the defensive third for Ann Arbor. Sowerby quickly over to Barragina. Barragina all the way over to Nino on the near wing. Nino trying to get it into the middle third over to Cato. Cato trying to get past traffic, trying to get around Yesin. Cato coming ahead down the middle of the pitch. Cato moves it over. Now coming ahead, Barragina over to Niker. Niker trying to get across before it comes in. Niker, that knocked away, kicked all the way back as that launched out by Alamari. Down the far touchline, Sowerby has it. Sowerby keeps in the attacking third. Chipped right back to Sowerby. Over to Niker. Niker trying to get across. Battle for it back there, trying to get around Victoria. Niker now goes back deeper, trying to get around Foster. Niker ends up down right on the 18. He ends up down on the pitch. No whistle. That all the way back into the middle third. Popped up high by Nino. Now bringing it ahead. Believe that is Yesin with it. Back over to Ahmad. Now stolen away. Here comes Asamoah. Asamoah. Or excuse me, that's Duran. Duran over onto the near wing. Over to Cato. Cato on the edge of the 18. Cato trying to come into the 18. Moving it over to Soga. Soga gets taken off the ball. Soga gets it back. Soga. He goes down to the pitch. Trying to send it into the 18. That launched all the way back over. Now grabbing it. Here comes Nino. Nino gets it over to Sowerby. Sowerby moves it over to Asamoah. Asamoah trying to feed it ahead. Here comes Barragina. Launch, tipped, and that battled up, grabbing it. Here comes Cato, as it was a good save by Alamari. Ann Arbor couldn't quite get a shot quickly to keep advantage of the fact that Alamari was down. Barragina trying to get it over and knocked away as he was trying to find Walensky there. There's a shot by Niker, goes high. Lots of pressure by Ann Arbor, but it amounts to a goal kick here in the 39th minute. Ann Arbor trying to keep the pressure on. But it's still 0-0 here. All over. Brought ahead. Adam over to Victoria, or over to Victoria. Victoria moves it down the near wing over to Ahmad. Ahmad racing over midfield. Ahmad coming through the middle third. Ahmad trying to get to it. That knocked away. Good job. Nino trying to pull it away as racing. Here comes Yesin, and that fired by Nino. Offside, the call. Yesin got just a little bit back behind the defense. Remember, it's when the kick is, when the service is kicked. Where you're at, Sowerby brings it ahead. Sowerby into the middle third, over to Soga. Soga has it down the far touchline. Soga over to Niker. Niker trying to avoid heavy pressure back over there by Foster. That out the far touchline here in the 40th minute. That ball ahead. Sowerby trying to get it to Soga. That knocked away. Controlled by Lansing in the middle third. Over to Ahmad. Ahmad sends it right back into his own defensive third. Now that launched ahead by Messenger. Knocked down. Niker has it on the far touchline. Niker racing into the attacking third. Niker stops there trying to get around Victoria. Victoria. Good job to dispossess that ball right back into the middle third. Trying to get to it. That knocked down by Ahmad. Now fed ahead. Here comes Asamoah. Asamoah into the attacking third. Asamoah trying to get across. Asamoah trying to get a kick across there, but Kuna making it hard and stealing the ball away. Now ahead. Yesin. Or excuse me, that's Ahmad who gets it ahead. Trying to pull it away is Sylvain. Now down over to Yesin. Yesin up the near side of the pitch into the attacking third. Yesin heads towards the center of the pitch. That over to Ahmad. Ahmad trying to get to it. That launch. Good save as Moeller makes his save on Dolabaipu, who put just a rocket blast on the net. And Moeller able to knock that away. Dolabaipu again with the most goals of anyone in this game. He has 10 goals. Back over, Asamoah ahead. Here comes Soga. Soga feeding it down over to Niker. Up the far side of the pitch. Niker launches all the way ahead. Now trying to pull that back over is Walensky. Now coming ahead. Chip trying to get to a Cato, but that deflected over onto the near wing. Lansing getting a foot on it. Here they come with the counter. Lansing bringing it ahead. As with it, Koenha with it down over on the far wing. Kuna, excuse me. Back over into the 18 and whistle there. That's going to be Ann Arbor. They'll send the ball in an offside right in their middle third. 42nd minute, still scoreless. Nino over ahead. Now rocketing it, Barhagina launches it all the way down the far wing, and that is going to roll all the way back deep in the defensive third. A little out of the reach of Niker. Walensky back there providing pressure, but right into the middle third. Victoria trying to move it over on the far touchline. Nobody home. Quick throw in by Ann Arbor. Here comes Asamoah on the far wing. Over to Barhagina. Barhagina up the middle of the pitch. Volleys it down over to Cato on the near wing. Cato trying to work his way down the pitch. Cato stops with it over to Soga. Soga gets a shot, and oh, fingers on it by Alamari, and drives it just wide. I thought Alamari touched it. I think they're going to say it went high, and that's going to be a goal kick. So apparently Alamari didn't touch it, and it just went just a touch high and out. So that was out off of Ann Arbor. That's a goal kick. Here in the 43rd minute. Alamari back. Ready to send this one away. So we have just a little under 2.5 minutes left before stoppage time. Headed up is getting up high. Duran able to knock it down into the middle third, and Walensky down as he goes down in a heap on the pitch. He is in some pain holding his right ankle. As coming over trying to check on him was Kuna. Appreciate that. Walensky pops up. He looks like he's okay. The official talking to some of the Lansing players. And it's going to be a kick here by Soga on the foul. We're in the 44th minute. Approaching a minute and a half before stoppage time. Yessen walks right over the ball, heading over to the far side. Both squads would love to take the lead right before halftime, take that momentum into the locker room. Again, Ann Arbor, both squads have had some really good opportunities. Ann Arbor has had some really intense pressure down on this side, but that one's going to go out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick for Lansing. Going to get it over to Alamari. Ball set. 1 minute left before stoppage time here in the 45th minute of the match. Alamari telling everyone to get far down the pitch, as this one's going to be a long one. He's done a short goal kick the last couple times, but to take advantage, they want to get that ball back into their attacking third as quickly as possible. Headed up back over there by Pearson. Down over to Foster. Foster sends it down the far touchline. Ahead by Pearson. Here comes Soga. Soga racing down the far touchline into the middle third, or into the attacking third. And launched over. Now Cato trying to get to it. That will go out the near touchline. That's going to be a throw in by Lansing. 20 seconds before we're in stoppage time. All set over on this near wing. Now right into the middle third, 5 seconds before stoppage time. Cato trying to get over to Walensky. Here comes Asamoah. And now we're in stoppage time here. Chipped over by Walensky. Down over to Cato. Cato on the edge of the 18, and that is going to be offside. I didn't hear how much? 3 minutes of stoppage time. So we're already about 15 seconds into stoppage time. Ball set there on the offside. And again, Alamari trying to get everyone to go further down the pitch. So we have approximately 2.5 minutes left here in stoppage time. That ball high up, down onto the middle third. Racing back to get it, headed up, now volleyed all the way back. Headed up high by Cato. Played down by Victoria. Victoria over to Ahmad. Ahmad trying to move it over. That ball right into the middle third. Sent right back to Ahmad on the near touchline. Ahmad trying to get away as that was Dolabai who trying to get it back over to Ahmad. All the way down onto the near wing. Sylvain trying to get to it as that is going to be offside. We're about a minute into 3 minutes of stoppage time, or approximately thereof. Scoreless so far. Ann Arbor will get things started in about 10 feet into their own defensive third. Nino all the way over to Sowerby. Sowerby into the middle third on the far side of the pitch, trying to avoid Yessen. Back over. Now sent. Picked up here by Nino. Nino stops. Nino. Back over to Pearson. Pearson. Ahead over onto the far wing. Barhaginia. Over to Niker. Niker racing ahead with it. Niker trying to get it past track fake over to Sowerby. Sowerby looking for a cross. Now Walensky with a shot and it just goes wide to the far side of the post. Another opportunity with approximately a minute and 5 seconds left or so here in stoppage time. It is a corner kick for Ann Arbor, so they earn a big set piece here. Soga ready to kick this away. Soga in the far corner. They would love to cash in here. Right foot into it, up high, just over Cato. Coming down onto the near wing. Durant trying to get to it before it goes out. Durant keeps it in play. Durant trying to get across. That knocked away. And that'll go out. That'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor with at least 30 seconds left in stoppage time. Popped up by Barhaginia. Moved over. Here comes Pearson with the left foot, and it's saved by Alamari. As Alamari goes down, approximately 15 seconds at least or so. Might have a little bit more, but probably once this is kicked away, there it is, and that is the 3 minutes of stoppage time. So we will head into halftime. 0-0 is your score. Lots of action down on the right side of the pitch, but nothing into between the woodwork. So we'll step away. We will give you a little bit of music, and then we'll have your scoreboard report here at halftime. It is 0-0 here at the end of the first half. as it is 0-0 here at halftime as the final AFC Ann Arbor game of the season and versus Lansing City football. Let's take a look at some scores in the USL2 for the last couple days. Back on, try and get this website. It's a scroll bar inside of a scroll bar, so you can have some fun here. It was South Carolina United 1-0 over North Carolina FC U23. It was Western Mass Pioneers 3-0 over AC Connecticut. This all back on the 9th. It was a 1-1 win, or a 1-1 draw between RKC Third Ghost and Bavarian United SC. 5-2 NOLA FC with a win over Bavard SC. It was a 2-1 win by Capital FC Atletico over Lane United FC. 2-0 win by FC Tucson over AMSG FC. It was Oakland County 3 and Michiana 2. It was United PDX 1 and the Tacoma Stars nothing. It was a 3-1 win by Salem City FC over Wake FC. It was a 2-1 win by West Virginia United over Tobacco Road FC. Twin City Toucans had a 3-1 win over the Hill County Lobos. It was 4-0 Sarasota Paradise over Miami AC. 2-1 as Tennessee SC beat Southern Soccer Academy. On the 10th, it was a 2-0 win by Boston City FC over BlackRock FC. It was 4-2 Charlotte Eagles over top of Charlotte Independence. 2-2 draw between Christos FC and the Charlottesville Blues. It was a 4-3 win by Project 510, topping San Francisco City FC. It was a 3-1 win by San Francisco Glens over the Academia SC. 4-1 win by Seacoast United over Pathfinders FC. 3-1 win by St. Petersburg FC over Tampa Bay United. It was Macomb FC, Union FC Macomb beating the Flint City Bucks. That was the one thing that I was thinking of. So yeah, Macomb FC beating the Flint City Bucks. That was the lone loss by the Flint City Bucks. That back on the 10th. Also on the 10th, it was a 1-0 win by the HFC Royals over top of Houston FC. Louisiana Crew topped Blue Goose SC 3-2. It was a 1-0 win by Fort Wayne FC over the Dayton Dutch Lions. Trying to continue on here. And then it was a 1-1 draw between Mid Lakes United and FC Olympia on the 10th there. As we advance the page, and we'll scroll up and take a look here. Also on the 10th, it was a 2-2 draw between FC Motown and Hudson Valley. It was the Little Rock Rangers with a 2-1 win over Mississippi Barilla. It was a 3-2 win by Monterey Bay over Marion FC Legends. It was a 2-1 win by Lionsbridge over top of Punxsutawney Football. It was a 3-2 win by LVU Rush, topping the Philadelphia Lone. It was River Light FC beating the Dutch Lions 3-1. Also on the 10th, it was St. Charles FC 5 and Cyrano FC 2. It was Thunder Bay Chill 2-1 over St. Croix Legends. Toledo Villa FC had a 3-1 win over FC Buffalo. It was a 4-1 win, the Westchester Flames topping Ironbound SC. It was a 1-1 draw between Manhattan SC and the Long Island Rough Riders. 6-1 win by Reading United over Real Central NJ. It was Salt City SC with a 5-1 win over Colorado International. It was a 6-1 win Virginia Beach United topping the Virginia Marauders. Flatirons FC had a 4-1 win over Utah Avalanche. 2-1 win by AMSG topping Arizona Arsenal. 1-0 win by Oakland County over Union FC Macomb. And that is where we're at. One lone score for today, as it is Brave FC 3 and Inter Gainesville 0. So that is our intermission scoreboard report. As we are counting down, the halftime is right down to quadruple zeros, or triple zeros. Yep. As we don't have our crew up at the box as of yet, so we'll get going shortly. As our clock operator and everyone else will be up here. So let's just play a little bit of music, and we will be right back with your second half action. about to get ready to go here as quickly the clock gets set at the 45-minute mark. I believe that's Soga ready to get things going. And we want to thank our fantastic public address announcer for all the home games but one, Nathaniel. He's done an excellent job all season long. Matt Altruda substituting in for him for one game did a great job as well. As Matt Altruda provides the tunes. And there's the whistle. We are underway. As that ball back over to Barragina. Barragina gets it over to the far wing, over to Nino. Nino all the way across to Pearson. Pearson gets over to Sowerby on the near touchline. Sowerby trying to avoid pressure by Foster. And back over as Pearson moves it ahead. Asamoah back all the way over onto the far wing. Over to Nino. Nino still in his own defensive third, all the way back to Pearson. Pressure coming. Pearson chips it over, holding it in. Good job by Barragina. Barragina into the middle third. Barragina back over. Pearson with it. Pressure coming from the captain, Victoria. That goes all the way over to Nino. Nino getting into the middle third. Nino feeds it ahead. Here comes Cato. Cato puts it on the far touchline. Picked up there by Durand. Durand over to Asamoah. Asamoah trying to move it ahead. Here comes Cato down the far wing, getting it over to Soga. Soga with a cross. That went off of a defender. That will be a corner for Ann Arbor. As here in the 46th or 47th minute now, as that ball all the way back across. And that is going to go and end up as a goal kick, or an offside, excuse me. As offside back there, as kicking it away, is going to be Alameri. Alameri rolls it over to Adam. Adam sends it down the near touchline, picked up there. Now that blasted all the way down the near touchline, racing up to get it, that goes out before Foster could get over to it. So that ball out the near touchline. Pearson with it. Pearson gets it over. Pearson volleys it into the middle third. That headed right back by Palmer. Controlling it, Asamoah gets it over to Pearson. Pearson gets it all the way over onto the far wing. Over to Nino. Nino has it on the edge of the middle third. Nino trying to avoid pressure back there by Yessen. Nino sends it all the way back over to Moeller. Moeller in the 18. Again, Moeller, the coach for the Dexter High School women's soccer team. So he's involved in soccer not only at AFC and Arbor, but all around the local area, helping be a coach and a mentor. Barragina gets it over to Niker. Niker back to Asamoah. Asamoah trying to get past. That knocked away by Foster, sent right back. Now blasted ahead by Durand. Durand trying to feed it all the way back. That picked up. Played down off the body in the 18 by Alameri. Alameri over on the near wing over to Palmer. Palmer trying to feed it up the near touchline. Chipped by Victoria. Now launched all the way down, as that will bounce right into the 18. Moeller quickly rolls it over to Pearson. Here in the 48th minute, 0-0 is our score here at Hollway Field on the campus of Pioneer High School. Here comes Soga into the attacking third. Soga with the right foot moves it over. Niker with a blast right to Alameri. Alameri grabs it right between the woodwork. Alameri bounces it, comes out onto the edge of the 18. Rolls it over onto the near wing for Palmer. Palmer arcs it up the pitch. Headed down by Pearson. Played over by Soga, over to Barragina. Barragina into the attacking third. Over to Niker. Niker up the near side. Gets into the 18. Niker comes up the pitch. Niker looking for a cross as that's knocked all the way back. Soga chasing it down just outside the 18. Back over to Asamoah. Asamoah, he's dispossessed. Coming the other direction. Fired all the way to the middle third. Stolen away by Nino. Over to Durand on the far touchline. Durand trying to bring it in. That rolled all the way over to Sowerby. Sowerby has it into the attacking third. Sowerby down the near side of the pitch, over on the near touchline. Trying to work his way around his Niker. Niker back into the middle third. Over to Pearson. Pearson right on the blockades. Pearson here in the 50th minute. Moved all the way over. Now sent ahead by Nino. Cato with it. Cato back over, grabbing it. Durand. Durand Sends it over to Pearson. Pearson over to Niker on the near touchline. Niker coming ahead into the attacking third. Niker sends it across. That knocked away. Good defense back there by Ahmad. Ball controlled, fired by Cuna. Soga has it. Over onto the far wing to Durant. Durant sends it on the far touchline. Sowerby trying to hold it in, not quite able. That out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Lansing. So we are approaching the 51st minute. Ball right at midfield. Yessen trying to move it back. Victoria with it there. That is going to be another throw-in for Lansing on the far touchline. Ball into Ahmad. Ahmad trying to get past. That knocked away. Over to Niker. Niker into the attacking third. Niker goes down to the pitch. That's going to be a whistle and a foul. And Arbor will have a kick just inside the attacking third. Yes, in pleading his case, the official has him move away from the right in front of the ball. Soga all the way down on the far touchline. Now Durant trying to get across. Feeds it over. Here comes Niker. Niker trying to turn on it. That ball on the top of the 18. Now that fire by Nino. And that one will go above, down in the 18. Going across, trying to see who that was. Good sportsmanship back there. Helping him up by Messenger. I believe that was Barhaginia. Yeah, it was Barhaginia back over there who ended up taking a tumble in the 18. No whistle or penalty there. Alamari with it, just on the edge of the 6, ready to kick it away here in the 52nd minute, still scoreless. Victoria and the center official talking out there. As the center official holding the kick. As the captain for Lansing City, Victoria, having a conversation with the center official, pleading his case about something. The center official. Soga comes over to kind of poke his head in there. Now we're ready for the goal kick. There's the whistle. Here in the 53rd minute, still scoreless. Ball moved over onto the near wing. Brought ahead by Palmer. Palmer arcs it down, trying to chip it over. Victoria has it on the near touchline. Gets it into the middle third. Victoria feeds it ahead. That into the attacking third as Pearson puts it right into the 18. Over to Moeller. Back over on the near wing to Pearson. Pearson trying to feed it ahead. Barhaginia all the way over to Nino. Nino on the far side of the pitch. Nino trying to arc it ahead. Stolen away back over there by Sylvain. Sylvain puts it on the far touchline. Knocked away there by Cato. Cato gets it back from Lewinsky, from Walensky. Ball over and out the far touchline. There'll be a throw-in for Lansing. Or offside, as that's going to be a free kick there. Here in the 54th minute. That ball over to Adam. Adam moves it into the 18. Over to Alamari. Alamari all the way over on the near wing. Over to Palmer. Palmer rainbows it into the middle third. Headed by Pearson, but that goes out the near touchline. Throw in by Lansing. Grabbed as Palmer will throw it in. Soga trying to steal it away. Palmer, that slips past. Soga plays it off the body. Soga has it in the middle third. Soga launches it all the way over to Cato. Cato trying to get to it before it goes out the far touchline. Cato has it deep in the attacking third. Cato looking for a cross. Cato out there working against Messenger. Cato now has it over on the far touchline. Over to Durant. Durant over to Asamoah. Asamoah moves it back. That ball over to Sowerby. Sowerby across the top of the attacking third, fires it all the way over to Durant on the far touchline. That's stolen away, coming the other direction with it. Here comes Lansing City into the middle third with it. Sylvain has it. Durant trying to knock that away. Over to Ahmad. Ahmad down the far touchline, trying to steal it away as Durant. Durant trying to knock it back away as Dolabaipu right there on top of him. Here comes Soga through the middle. Soga launches it all the way over to Niker. Niker into the attacking third. Niker up the near side of the pitch. Niker just outside the 18. Now inside the 18. Niker trying to get across. Niker with a shot, and that deflected back. Headed over by Victoria. Trying to get to it. Sowerby, that on the near touchline. Sowerby trying to pull it away from Foster. That goes out the near touchline. Throw in there. Good opportunity, offensive opportunity for the Mighty Oak, but good defense there by Lansing to keep it scoreless. As that's fired right into the crowd. It's always got to keep your eye on things. Good throw there by one of the young folk in the crowd. That ball out the end line. Sowerby trying to get to it. That will be a goal kick here in the 56th minute. Still scoreless here. Temperature still at 79 degrees, but the wind has died down, making it feel a lot harder than it was at the beginning of the match. A little very soft wind down on the pitch blowing from right to left. Here comes Niker. Niker, top of the 18. Niker moves it over. That grab back over to Soga. Soga, that launch by Cato, and that goes out just to the far side of the far post. As it was good ball movement, but good defense getting right in front, and that caused the extra pass and moving over, and just couldn't take advantage of a good ball inside the 18. Excellent work, though. Back over. Foster has it on the near touchline. Trying to steal it away. Pearson. And pulled away by Yesin. Yesin through the middle third. Yesin gets it over to Ahmad. Ahmad launches it all the way down the far side. Trying to pull ahead. Duran trying to stay ahead of that. Trying to race through that. Fired by Nino all the way out the far touchline. And Sylvain came down that far wing. I believe that was Sylvain. Throw in as Lansing has it in the middle third. Back over to Ahmad. Ahmad moves it back over to Alamari in his defensive side. Alamari well outside the 18. Alamari and chipped over onto the near wing. Holding it in there is Palmer. Palmer trying to launch it ahead. Niker trying to get in the way of that. That headed back by Dolabaipu. Now Sowerby has it in his own defensive third on the near side of the pitch. Here in the 57th minute, Sowerby gets ahead to Asamoah. Asamoah in the middle third. Over to Bahiginia. Bahiginia over to Soga. Soga trying to launch it ahead. Wilinski trying to grab it. Top of the 18. Wilinski turns on it. Gets it over. Bahiginia coming over. Over to Niker on the edge of the 18. Niker coming in. Niker looking for a cross. Niker just outside the 18. Over to Asamoah. Asamoah coming over. Left foot, and that goes just wide to the near side of the near post. Good shot. Just about a foot off target. Here comes a goal kick here in the 58th minute. Still scoreless here at Hollway Field. All the way down, launched all the way towards midfield. Head up over there by Nino. Ball all the way back. Picked up there by Moeller. Moeller over to Pearson. Pearson. Back over to Moeller. Launched all the way ahead, trying to get to it. Played down by Durand. Over to Cato. Cato trying to avoid some pressure. Cato over to Asamoah. Asamoah right in midfield. Asamoah over to Soga. Soga comes up the near side of the pitch. Soga puts it down on the near touchline. Over to Sowerby into the attacking third. Sowerby trying to go across the pitch. Gets it over to Bahiginia. Coming in. Wilinski fires it across and just got a little too deep. Is trying to get him set up. Niker and Wilinski coming over, and he was just too deep and couldn't get the angle on it. As coming out was Alamari, who forced that shot deep. Good opportunity by former Pioneer player Wilinski. Speaking of Pioneer soccer, that'll be our next broadcast all the way back August 22nd, unless things change. Will be Pioneer men's soccer. So a little bit of a break from my voice here for the broadcasting folk, and then we'll be right back with some Pioneer action coming up starting August 22nd. Alamari, there's the whistle. Alamari gets it over onto the near wing. Fed right back over by Adam, over to Alamari. Alamari now puts it down the pitch on the far touchline. Perez Cernuda coming in. That again is going to be moving over. Lansing C has it deep in their defensive third. Moving into the middle third. That grab there by Yessen. Bringing it ahead, Victoria. Victoria over to Ahmad. Ahmad coming up. Chips it ahead. Yessen over onto the near wing. Yessen. Back. Sowerby trying to challenge him. Sowerby trying to keep ahead. That over to Victoria. Launched, and that will go just a little wide to the far side. Here in the 61st minute, there'll be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. All set. All the way down onto the near wing. Sowerby trying to get to it. That launched ahead by Perez Cernuda. Cernudo. Throwing on the near touchline, Perez Cernudo. On the near touchline, fired all the way back, right into the middle third. Gathered up there by Palmer. Palmer gets it back on the near touchline. Palmer right at midfield, trying to loft it all the way over. Headed up back over there by Duran. Now coming ahead, Soga trying to feed it, and it's stolen away by Perez Cermuda. Now here comes Soga. Soga over to Niker. Niker trying to come ahead. Niker gets a fake, chips it over. That deflected all the way back into the middle third. Over to Soga. Soga over to Barhigina. Barhigina launches it into the 18, and that plucked up by Alamari. Here in the 62nd minute at Hollway Field, Alamari has it in the 18. Rolls it over onto the far wing. Brought ahead, tipped there by Sylvain, now ahead, grabbing it, Dolabaipu. Dolabaipu puts it on the far touchline, and knocked away, sent right to midfield. Pulled back by Barhigina, over to Pearson. Pearson in his own defensive third, Pearson. Now over to Sowerby. Sowerby brings it up the near side of the pitch. Sowerby arcs it all the way down, Niker trying to get to it. Avoid the offsides as Wilinski trying to pull that away from Adam. Adam gets it all the way over to Alamari. Alamari onto the far wing as that's chipped all the way back into the middle third. Played down by Barhigina. Barhigina into the attacking third. Over to Niker. Niker on the edge of the 18. Niker trying to avoid pressure back there. Victoria right on top of him. Back over to Sowerby. Sowerby gets it to Barhigina. Barhigina launches it as good job to bend down by Wilinski, but a good save. There's another shot and a goal! Goal! AFC Ann Arbor! As I believe that was Asamoah on the goal. That in the 63rd minute, and it's 1-0 AFC Ann Arbor. As 1-0 Ann Arbor with the lead. That makes 300 trees for Ann Arbor. So Asamoah got that ball in, as you saw on the replay. One 0 AFC Ann Arbor with the lead. As that was fired and tipped. I believe that was Sogu fired it from the top and tipped it by Asamoah. 300 trees now donated to the Ann Arbor Parks.
That is the 50th goal scorer of this season.
50th goal, 300 trees.
300.
Wouldn't mind a little bit more, but a whole forest from an AFC Ann Arbor season. Popped up high. Barhiguinha trying to get to it. There's a whistle. That's going to be Ann Arbor's way on the foul here in the 65th minute from Hollway Field. Ann Arbor wants to keep the party going. They'd love to get another goal and get a little breathing room here. Lansing would love to get the equalizer. Barhiguinha over on the near wing. Over to Asamoah. Asamoah, the lone goal scorer so far, getting to get it ahead to Sowerby, played down. Now over onto the near wing. That grab by Perez Sermuda. On the way over, trying to get to Ahmad. Played down. Chipped right back over to Palmer. Palmer wafts it all the way down the pitch. Duran trying to get to it. Now coming ahead with it is Sylvain. Sylvain coming over is Nino trying to stay ahead. Barhiguinha takes it. Now that launch by Soga all the way back into the middle third. Knocked down there by Kewen. As substitution coming in, I believe Gomez Ruiz is now in for Ann Arbor. I did not see who he replaced, so we'll see if we can figure that out. Now that ball coming up, Sowerby with it. Sowerby moving it over. I believe that was Nike here. We replaced. Here comes Asamoah. Asamoah looking for a brace. Asamoah into the 18. He's dispossessed and chipped right back out over to Victoria. Victoria over onto the near wing for Perez Sermuda. Launched right back over midfield. Played down. Trying to get to it was Yesin. Now they've volleyed all the way ahead. Back into the 18. As played down. Launching over. There's a shot and punched away as a great save by Moeller. As that was a blast by Dolabaipu, leading scorer for Lansing City, and really leading scorer of anyone on this pitch with 10 goals. And that was a beautiful save by Moeller as he has come up huge in a couple of games. Barhiguinha right over midfield, 1-0, Ann Arbor with the lead, and it stays 1-0 thanks to Moeller. Now bringing ahead Duran. Launches it as we're approaching the 65th minute. Headed up by Asamoah. Now here comes Sowerby. Sowerby back over to Asamoah. Chipped ahead by Cato. Sowerby trying to feed it over the 18. That knocked high up in the air and out the end line here in the 68th minute at Hollway Field. That is going to be a corner here. Good set piece as Soga comes over to take the corner. Sowerby there for the short corner, so we'll see what they do now. Sowerby walking out. Left hand raised. Soga arcs it across. That goes over to the far side. Duran with it there. Duran in the far corner. That goes out, and that will be a goal kick. So off of Ann Arbor. Ola Murray moves it over onto the near wing, bringing it ahead. Perez Sermuda. Ball back, feeded ahead by Nino. Chipped all the way over by Duran. Here comes Sowerby. Sowerby in the middle third. Sowerby here in the 69th minute. Sowerby trying to launch it ahead for Wilinski. Sent it right back. Ooh, Soga trying to get to it. Wouldn't settle down for him. Over to Ahmad. Ahmad moves it all the way back over into the near corner. That ball played by Ahmad. Ahmad trying to flip it back over. Grabbing it there is Adam. Adam trying to move it ahead to Palmer. Now Victoria has it. Victoria over to Ahmad. Now Victoria all the way over. That headed back by Kuna. Alamari with it. Down back over there by Ahmad. Out the far touchline. That will be a throw-in for Lansing here in the 70th minute. Ball over controlled, trying to bring it ahead. And knocked away. Chipping it over, Walensky gets it over. Now racing ahead with it is Gomez Ruiz. Gomez Ruiz, that will go just wide to the near side of the post. Plucked up there by Alamari. Controlled, bringing it out. Kuna back into the middle third. Trying to send ahead. Ahmad down on the far touchline. Ahmad gets it back. Trying to feed it ahead as Pearson trying to get ahead. That plucked up. Is grabbing it. Muller racing ahead, trying to get to it was Dolabaipu. He is very, very dangerous. Muller gets it over on the far wing. Duran with it. Duran over to Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha into the middle third. Barhiguinha trying to get over midfield. That knocked away by Ahmad. Now stolen away back there by Asamoah. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Yesin. Yesin into the attacking third. Yesin here in the 71st minute. Yesin goes down the near wing. As Sowerby trying to get to him. There is contact and a whistle. This is going to be a free kick and a spot of menace. Victoria has it deep in the attacking third, just about 5 feet outside of the 18. Huge set piece here. Victoria steps back. Raises both hands, puts the right foot into it. That headed out. Excellent job by Drew Pearson. As that'll go out the far touchline. Foster with the quick throw-in. Down on the far side, Sylvain arcs it across. That comes down Sowerby. Chips it down onto the near wing. Walensky has it. Walensky over to Soga. Soga trying to get it back into the middle third. Stolen back away. Sent ahead by Palmer. Now Sowerby trying to knock it back as that ball in the middle third. Here comes Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha down over to Walensky. Walensky just on the edge of the middle third. Walensky back over to Sowerby. Sowerby arcs it across over to Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha right at midfield. Barhiguinha comes up the pitch. Here in the 72nd minute. Up one. Here comes Walensky trying to fire it, and that grabbed it and popped up by Alamari. Trying to stay ahead. Walensky tried to pop it over Alamari. Alamari able to get his hands on it. That is going to be another corner here for Ann Arbor. Up 1-0. Looking for that second goal. Quickly moved over. Now back over to Soga. Soga trying to get across. Soga stops. Coming down down on the edge of the 18. That moved right back over to Gomez Ruiz. Gomez Ruiz sends it up. That deflected back. Gomez Ruiz trying to head it. I think they're going to say that that went out the end line, and that will be a goal kick for Alamari. Quickly moved over. Alamari has it in the 18, trying to avoid pressure back there by Walensky. Up the far wing, Adam with it. Now that popped up high by Alamari, back into the middle third. Nino heads it, but that chipped high back into the attacking third for Lansing. And pulled back is Yesin coming down the near side of the 18, trying to get to it. Sowerby. Sowerby ends up losing an edge. Sowerby, good job to come back and tip that away. Great defense back there by both Pearson and Sowerby. Now, Kuna with it. Kuna over onto the near side of the pitch. Palmer trying to arc it through. Played down back there by Pearson. Pearson coming over onto the near touch line. Ahead to Sowerby. Sowerby. Back over to Pearson. Pearson. Low line drive into the middle third. That will roll all the way down and out. The touch line on the near touch line. Here in the 74th minute. 1-0. Ann Arbor with the lead. Ball throw in by Lansing City is Kuna. Sends all the way back into the defensive third. Alamari sending it ahead. Played down by Durant on the edge of the middle third. Durant over to Barhiguinha. Barhiguinha over to Sowerby on the near wing. Sowerby. Pressure coming. Sowerby arcs it ahead. Racing over. Gomez Ruiz trying to get to it. But that plucked up on the edge of the 18 by Alamari. All the way across the pitch. Now fed ahead over to Ahmad. Ahmad puts it on the far touchline. Racing over, trying to come away with it is Dola Baipu. Down the far touchline, that will go into the 18 and rocketed out by Moeller. Moeller sends it down into the middle third. Soga trying to head it back. All the way across the pitch, over onto the near wing. Lansing controls, played down over to Perez Sermuda. Palmer with it, Palmer over to Victoria, back to Palmer. Palmer racing over, trying to keep it in. Palmer able to keep it in the near touchline. All the way across, over to Alameri, who's well outside of the 18, over onto the far side of the pitch. Up the far touchline, here comes Lansing. Grab there as coming ahead with it, Foster, as there's a slide tackle to pop that away. And a whistle here in the 76th minute. As Lacey was back, took a slide tackle to try and knock that away. That's going to turn into a set piece here as Victoria will have it again in a place of menace for this free kick here in the 76th minute. 1-goal lead by Ann Arbor. Lansing trying to get the game level here. Soga talking to the center official. The officials get everyone where they want. There's the whistle. Here comes the kick. Up into the 18. Headed by Sowerby. Down onto the near wing. Racing over, trying to get to it. Right on the near touchline is Kuna. Kuna trying to get it across. Now Soga fires it, and that will go all the way back, but grabbing it on the middle of the middle third is Alameri. And launched by Kuna. All the way down over to Victoria on the far side of the pitch. Victoria trying to get around Lacey. And Fire trying to get into the 18. Here comes as that's going to be offside. As Jessen got back behind the defense, but offside the call, and that's going to be kicked away by Moeller. As we're approaching the 78th minute. As we are now in the 78th minute here, 1-0, Ann Arbor with the lead. That is going to be a hydration break. So we want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors here as we hit our last hydration break of the season. Again, thank you very much for watching and supporting whichever teams you support, wherever you are. We want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Diaza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the new 2024 jerseys available. Can't probably get it at the merch booth anymore this season, but to go out to afcannarbor.com and you can order them to be delivered. 3-in-1 Fitness, the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out 3-in-1 Fitness on South Industrial next to Revel and Roll. Train where the team trains. Check them out at 3in1fit.com. Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We thank Bank of Ann Arbor for their continued support. Bank of Ann Arbor is here to help. Wickfield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Wickfield Properties for 9 years of support, housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for Ann Arbor. Units Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Visit unitstorage.com. Destination Ann Arbor and the Ann Arbor Sports Commission, the tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check them out at annarbor.org. Soccer Shots, the youth training partner of AFC Ann Arbor, as they hosted the play area all season. And Ann Arbor with Kids. Go to annarborwithkids.com for family fun within Ann Arbor. 300 trees so far earned and will be donated to the Ann Arbor Parks based on the 50 goals this season for both the men and the women's squads. Ann Arbor would like to add more, like to get to it to at least 306 trees. Lansing would love to get this game level. Both squads trying to finish this season with a win. Again, the only two teams that advanced to the playoffs from Great Lakes are Flint City Bucks. They have one loss only. And Midwest United.
Replacing number 14, Leo Walensky.
Replacing Walensky
Number 7, Zane Elder.
is Elder. So Zane Elder in to replace Walensky.
Number 9, Iago Baragina is.
Barhigina
Number 17, Zach
is
Martin.
replaced by Martins. So Martins in for Barhigina, getting some fresh legs in to take us through this last 10 minutes and 20 seconds before stoppage time. Quickly fired ahead. Drew Pearson has been solid in the back end all season long. Drew Pearson has it over onto the near wing. Pearson getting it over to Sowerby, who's been a huge boon to that defense as well. Asamoah gets it back into the 18, over to Moeller. Moeller down over onto the far wing to Nino. Nino gets it ahead. That to Martins. Martins all the way across over to Sowerby. Sowerby right on the edge of the middle third, gets it right back over. Martins launches it ahead. That grab by Soga. Soga chips it all the way back, racing down to get it in the far corner. Trying to battle for it. Lacey trying to track it down. There'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. Quick throw-in as that's popped back over by Elder. Now all the way back. Cato over to Asamoah, top of the attacking third. Over to Sowerby on the near wing. Sowerby looking ahead. Sowerby sends it back to the center of the pitch over to Soga. Soga gets it back over to Martins. Martins all the way across. Held in there by Duran. Duran now trying to make it between a pair of defenders. Soga gets it, trying to get it back over as that's launched all the way back into the middle third. Pearson has it over on the near wing. We are here in the 82nd minute, 1-0. Ann Arbor with the lead. Sowerby has it on the edge of the middle third, trying to get it over to Asamoah, who has the lone goal. That fired off, and a good job to knock that away. Over onto the near wing. Nice work by Nino, and that goes right back into the 18. Moved ahead by Alamari. Right back into the near corner, controlled there by Lansing, trying to feed it over all the way into the middle third, headed by Pearson, played down by Yessen. Yessen trying to bring it ahead. Yessen trying to get past a number of defenders. Yessen out, comes over to his right, stops there, into the 18, fires it, and Moeller with the save! Moeller able to dive on it, and Reese Moeller, again, super steady between the pipes. Sowerby on the near wing. 8 minutes before stoppage time, as on the near wing, Gomez Ruiz trying to get to it. Victoria chips it and into the 18, trying to set it up back there for Dolabaipu. And just out of his reach. Moeller has it. Now he'll pluck it up as he was trying to take as much time as possible. That moved over to Martins. Martins up the center of the pitch. Martins trying to get around Victoria. Comes over onto the far wing. And grab there. Trying to chip it across. Here comes Soga. Soga on the far touchline. Soga into the attacking third. Moves it over to Elder. Elder back into the middle third. Elder moves it all the way across over to Sowerby. Sowerby trying to get set. Sowerby comes across the pitch. Sowerby right on the edge of the attacking third. Right back over to Martins. Martins over onto the near wing, over to Gomez Ruiz. Now fed back over to Pearson. Pearson in the middle third. 7 minutes left before stoppage time. Martins all the way across to Duran. Duran in that middle third. Duran down over onto the near wing, played off the body. Here comes Soga. Soga arches it into the 18, as that will go just wide. As racing in, trying to get to it back there was Lacey, looking for a goal, and just not able quite to deflect it in. We're in the 84th minute here. 1-0. We'll see how much stoppage time we had. We had 3 minutes at the end of the first. Probably something around that similar here. Coming all the way down, that headed by Sowerby. That'll go out the near touchline. Sowerby colliding there. Now he reaches out to try and see if Perez Sermuda is okay, as Perez Sermuda kind of got the head collided there with Sowerby, and
Number 16, Griffin Store replaces number 2, Ali Ahmad.
Store replaces Ahmad. And I 13 now making his way over to the sideline. So we'll see if he can get some treatment. The officials, there was a knock to the head, so they want to make sure he's all right. So they'll have him on that sideline and make sure he's okay. We'll have a drop ball. Obviously, we know so much more about concussions now than we did before, and still it's something you got to be really conscious of. As, of course, bodies flying in the air, trying to, especially on the headers, when two players are going for a header, it can definitely lead to concussions. There's a whistle, and they'll redraw a bit. Martin's right there. They'll have the final autograph session after the game, as well as, again, 25% off merchandise here as Durant ahead on the far touchline. Lacey with it. Lacey trying to feed it ahead, racing over. Elder trying to get it away. Elder in a battle over with Foster. That goes out the far touchline. That's going to be a throw-in for Lansing. So we're in the 68th minute, or 86th minute, excuse me. I know the order of numbers sometimes. 86th minute here. Lansing with it on the far touchline. Sent back. That arcs all the way through the middle third. Racing back to get it. Nino headed back. Picked up, trying to come down the far side. Sylvain with it. Duran trying to keep with him. Sylvain looking for a cross that chipped by Lacey all the way back right on the end line. Ahead now, Martins with it. Martins coming down the far side of the pitch as we're in the 87th minute. Martins gets it ahead. That blasted by Gomez Ruiz. Taken away. Ball trying to play it. Martin's trying to get to it. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Yasser. Down over onto the far wing. Chipped over as that's headed all the way back. As that fired, and that will go just wide as Kuna had it on the near side, set up. As Yassin set that up coming from the far wing, and that will turn into a goal kick. There's a really good opportunity, just went wide to the far post for Lansing to get this game tied up. Corner here for Lansing. Short corner over to Yessin. Yessin. Asamoah trying to stay ahead of him. Back. Lacey now coming over to challenge. That ball up high. Over onto the near wing. Popped up by Palmer. Now sent ahead by Sowerby. Back into the middle third. Right down on the near touchline. Palmer with it. Palmer trying to get it over. That launch. Pearson takes it off the chest. They'll go out. The end line, that'll be a corner kick here as we have 2.5 minutes left before stoppage time. Corner here for Lansing. Another big set piece. Kuna ready to send this across the pitch. Right hand raised for Kuna. As that's tipped back over onto the far wing. Victoria races all the way back into the middle third. Stops it right on the edge of the middle third. Now that launched all the way down, and that will go out the end line. That'll be a goal kick here. 2 minutes before stoppage time. 1-0 Ann Arbor with the lead, trying to get their 8th win of the season. Lansing trying to get their 4th win of the season. Moeller sets the ball down on the 6. There's the whistle. Moeller will pick it up now. 1.5 minutes left. Moeller's going to take his time, set it down, step back. He'll wave everyone ahead. Of course, taking as much time as he can. Moeller waits for everyone to get down the pitch, raises his right hand. Moeller, right foot into it. Arcing kick all the way down onto the Lansing side of the middle third. And popped up by Soga all the way back into the defensive third. Alameri picks it up in the 18th. Replacing Foster is Stravato. So Foster replaced by Stravato now. Alameri has it in the 18th. 50 seconds left. Soga trying to steal it away. And that's stopped by Alameri as Soga just continuing to battle, not ever giving up. Almost had an opportunity there. Is that back to Dolobaipu in the middle, as that will go out the far touchline. 30 seconds left before stoppage time. One more substitution for Ann Arbor as Asamoah goes off. And we'll see who comes in for Asamoah. As coming in for Asamoah is Nakansando. All the way back. Pearson has it. Pearson sends it into the 18. Arced ahead by Moeller down as that's headed back onto the far wing. Played down over there by Elder. Now grabbed. Here comes Ann Arbor. We're in stoppage time. Launched by Sowerby as sliding down was Stravato. There's a yellow card to Sowerby. So a dangerous kick there. Did not hear how much stoppage time we had. Again, probably something similar to the 3 minutes. Sowerby into the book. It's back to kick it away is that Store? That Store. About 35 seconds into stoppage time. Alameri up right by midfield. So all the offense up high for Lansing. That's going to go out the end line. That will be a goal kick. So again, we're 5 minutes of stoppage time. So big amount of stoppage time out there. I know there was the water break, but well, the officials are smarter than I am. I know that much. All set. So we're about a minute or so into 5 minutes of stoppage time, at least. 1-0, Ann Arbor with the lead. They want to love to get another goal here to get a little bit of room to breathe. Otherwise, they want to take as much time as they can without giving Lansing City any opportunity. Lansing City has really pulled their offense forward as that's headed over by Lacey. Sent all the way back on the edge of the 18. Alameri now moving it ahead. He's come almost all the way out to midfield, the keeper for Lansing. Now that goes out the near touchline. Throw in here by Lansing. So it'll be thrown in by Stravato all the way back as Sowerby will kick it back towards midfield. Trying to pull it away is Store. Now that poked is Gomez Ruiz. Will get called for the foul. Victoria now to kick it away. 2 minutes into 5 minutes of stoppage time. As Kuna gets it over onto the far side. That over, trying to prick it up his Store. Down the far side of the pitch. Is headed up across the 18, and good job to knock it away by Gomez Ruiz. All the way down on the far side of the pitch. Racing back, trying to provide pressure. That ball over onto the near wing. Kuno with it. As Elder back there, really trying to provide pressure, trying to make it tough. Lacey trying to get away. He ends up down on the pitch. That's fired by Kuna all the way down. As picked up and fired across and grabbed as an opportunity for Dolobaipu, and that picked up by Moeller. Excellent work as we are almost 3 minutes in to 5 minutes of stoppage time. So about 3 minutes gone away. At least 2 minutes more left in stoppage time. Ball ahead, trying to fire it ahead back over there is Nakansanda. Now over on the far side of the pitch, looking to get across. And back over to Gomez Ruiz, and just missing Lacey, not by much, over on the near wing. So about 3.5 minutes gone from 5 minutes of stoppage time here. Corner for Ann Arbor. Ball set as Elder to take the corner. And Ann Arbor taking their time here. They're in no hurry. That ball across, headed out. Good job by the Lansing defense. Soga trying to keep it in. Popped over by Gomez Ruiz and launched out the near touchline. should have about a minute left of stoppage time at least. Of course, my stopwatch here is unofficial. Ball that's launched over by Sowerby. That'll go out the near touchline off of Duran. That will be Lansing's ball. With 40 seconds or a bit more of stoppage time left, Lansing will be all in on the offensive side, coming up the far wing, getting it into the middle third. Knocked away, popped up back there by Martins. That will go out the far touchline. As we were about 4 minutes, 40 seconds into at least 5 minutes worth of stoppage time. At least 15 seconds left here. Ball brought ahead as Kuna coming down the near side. Kuna trying to bring it in as that ball will be chipped into the 18. Grabbed by Moeller. Moeller will pluck it up as coming ahead. Trying to get to it was Stravato. And fired down any moment now. There it is. There's the 3 whistles, and Ann Arbor, AFC Ann Arbor, wins the final USL2 match of the season versus Lansing City Football. 1-0 on a goal by Asamoah. That back in the 64th minute. That was the lone goal of the match. AFC Ann Arbor ends the season 8-4-2. 300 trees donated on 50 goals throughout the season. I want to thank our broadcast crew throughout the entire season. They worked very hard for us on the cameras. James Wiseman, Christina Wiseman, Mike Butler has been our director almost all season long. My name is Mark Wiseman. It is a pleasure to do this, and it's a privilege to do this for AFC Ann Arbor. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your support of whatever team you watched. Again, we'll be back with Pioneer Sports this fall. I believe the 22nd first men's soccer game that is currently on the schedule, but that's, of course, subject to change. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your evening, a great weekend, and a great rest of the summer. We'll be back next fall. This was our 175th broadcast of this season. We're very proud to do it, and thank you very much. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening.